94.7 Timber Country. It's Local Matters. Here's Johnny Manson.
All right, here we are. Our guest this hour, Leroy Virgil. This is the first time you've been on the show, right?
This is the first time I've been on this show.
Yeah, on this show. You've been on shows before, but...
the Johnny Manson show. But not this Johnny Manson show.
We go way back, you and I.
So far back.
Do you remember the trumpet lessons?
The trumpet lessons. You know what?
I gave you trumpet lessons. Yeah.
I do now.
Many years ago. Yeah.
That was fantastic. I wish I would have stuck with it.
Yeah, I must have been a great teacher because you went on to play guitar.
Well, maybe the drums might have been another.
Right.
That's right. You played the trumpet way back then, and everyone kept trying to talk me into playing this trumpet.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I know how to play, but then I was drumming for Tom Decker.
That's right.
You remember Tom Decker?
Without a doubt, he was at my house most evenings.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we had dinner with him many nights.
The Coastal Sasquatch, some people called him.
That's right. Rest in peace.
Yes, I love the guy. And you were in a band called Soylent Green.
I was in a band my entire adolescence, Soylent Green here in Aberdeen for a solid 8 years. From the time I was 13 till I was 21 years old, I was in Soylent Green.
Yeah.
With my best buddies, Lance and Jason.
Right, man. You guys were awesome. There's no more Soylent Green band, or is there?
There were several Soylent Green bands. Just one from Aberdeen, Soylent Green, but there was one in New Orleans. There was one in wherever. There's been, I guess, there's probably 10 more.
But
Soylent
not your
Greens
Soylent Green.
No, just mine.
In my opinion, Leroy Soylent Green is the only Soylent Green band.
Right. Who knows how far we could have gone had we not lost that band name. Because we had the band name, but then there was another band. And then we what is their band name? And then we're getting, some contract things going. And then they said we can't use the name with the contract. It's happened to me all my life. I haven't been able to keep a name. And then I come up with the name Hellbound Glory. Guess what? I lost that one for several. No, I mean, I didn't lose it. I didn't lose it to anyone else. I lost it to the business, so to speak. I have it back now.
Oh, yeah?
But, names have always been a problem. That's why maybe I've got so many.
Well, it's good to see you.
Oh, it's fantastic to see you, Johnny.
And to catch up, what have you been doing?
Me? What have I been doing?
What have you been up to?
Well,
I heard you went to, Reno. I heard,
let's hear it.
Soylent Green and, Leroy Leon he moved to Reno, and then I kind of lost what happened.
So you mean you haven't heard the whole story?
No.
Okay, well, I went to Reno. That's right. I turned 21 in Reno.
Mm-hmm.
I lived there for 20 years. I had a band called Hellbound. Oh, I have a band called Hellbound Glory that has become synonymous with Reno in many ways. People go to every time anyone goes to Reno, they go and they call me up and say, "Hey, are you in Reno?" And I say, "No, I'm in Aberdeen." But I wish I was in Reno.
What made you want to go to Reno?
I went to school there. I went to University of Nevada, Reno.
Wow.
And that's I finished. I graduated, and I did all that.
What'd you take, if you don't mind me asking, or you don't have to tell me?
I took a lot.
Yeah?
I took a lot.
Cool.
And had a lot of good times, and I still love Reno.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, it's I guess they call it gentrification or something. It's rent just tripled, doubled, whatever.
Right.
And I still may get back there one of these days, and I'm still working towards my mansion on the hill. But I had it once and figured out how to get it. I figured I could figure out how to get it again.
Right. Well, that's great.
So I had Hellbound Glory we started in 2004, and we spent just 5 years just playing in Reno.
Wow.
Just Reno, and then we started playing in San Francisco, and then we got a record contract, and then we started playing all across the country, and we toured for years and years across the country. Went to overseas a couple times, and it was all pretty great until COVID shut the music business down pretty hard. So.
Was touring what you thought it would be like? Was it cooler than you thought? Was it not as cool as you thought?
Everything they told you is true about being a touring musician. It is all true.
Okay.
So, I'm not saying it's fun or it's
bad. It's just true.
It's just true. So many good times, many great times, but it is It is a life.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not easy being on the road, and whether it's band drama or trying to get paid from clubs or keeping a band together.
Right.
Is tough on the road.
Yeah, personalities. Right. Wow.
And so I did that. I toured on years. I mean, and I got as far as I played with Guns N' Roses, opened for Guns N' Roses, and opened for ZZ Top and Kid Rock, and the country guys like the Jamie Johnsons and the Sturgill Simpsons, and that's kind of where I went with it, and I got taken on by Shooter Jennings, his dad is Waylon Jennings, and he came on as the producer just in I think 2016, and we've been making albums with Shooter ever since.
Well, that's cool. Wow. And then you're back in Grace Harbor.
Back in Grace Harbor.
Right. And you're doing a documentary, right?
I'm doing amongst other things, yes, I am doing a documentary, but I'm doing a historical Western noir film.
Now, is that the one we're talking about today?
That's exactly what we're talking about.
About Billy Gould.
You know him, you love him, you've heard of him.
Right. And we're going to talk about it here after the break. Billy Gould documentary with Leroy on Local Matters.
Olympia Auto has what you need. Looking for a car, truck, or SUV that fits your life and your budget? Olympia Auto Sales in Aberdeen has a great selection of quality vehicles ready for the road. Their team makes it easy to find something reliable without the stress. Whether it's your first car, an upgrade, or a work truck, they're ready to help. Visit Olympia Auto Sales at the corner of Oak and Sumner in Aberdeen and drive away in something you will love today.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling. Just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price as 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Sexual abuse isn't something people like to talk about, but it happens every day.
To boys, girls, men, and women, and it changes their lives.
Beyond Survival is here to help you. Their 24-hour crisis phone line provides immediate assistance, information, and emotional support.
Crisis line 1-888-626-2640.
That's 1-888-626-2640.
All calls confidential. All right, Leroy Virgil is here. Former frontman of Soylent Green, now Hellbound Glory.
Hellbound Glory.
All right. And, okay, you're doing a movie, like here.
I'm doing a local movie in Aberdeen that is going to be a community-driven project, yes. A full screenplay written movie.
And this is on Billy Gould.
This is on Billy Gould, that's right. Aberdeen's second most famous citizen.
Right. Now, okay. What about him? I mean, what's this movie about, this film about? I mean, about him, but...
it's... to be honest with you, when I wrote the song Streets of... Well, this all started with a song. Mm-hmm. It started with a song I wrote in 2014 called Streets of Aberdeen. Mm-hmm. And Streets of Aberdeen, as I was writing it, I knew the title Streets of Aberdeen came to me, and I was like, wow, that's Streets of Aberdeen is a good title. And it was Halloween when this all happened. So when the title came to me, I'd been driving around listening to Irish music at the time. It was Irish Scottish music was really influential at the time for me. And I was driving around, and it's just kind of cooking on just like a melody. And that night was Halloween. And I was taking my son out trick-or-treating, but it was just pouring down rain. I was living in Central California at the time, a town called Buckhorn. And it was just pouring down rain. It was like Aberdeen rain in there. So maybe that was probably out. So Halloween night, I take him out trick-or-treating. We live out in the middle of nowhere. There's 3 houses to take him trick-or-treating to. And I take him, and it's just raining. And we go home, and I don't know what it was, being Halloween that night. I just like kind of came up with this ghost story, and I wanted to just, it's not about any Streets of Aberdeen, the song. It's not necessarily about anything. It's just like stories and, you know, how they kind of mix together. And so I knew that a ghost story, the first verse, I had to have something about Billy Gould in the first verse. So it's not necessarily like Billy Gould about Billy Gould or anything, but, you know, like, you know, it just starts going towards that, like it's a ghost story. And then the second verse, I was like, what's other big, Kurt Cobain's the other big thing in Aberdeen history, right, I suppose. And so I just wanted to write that and throw that in there, and then the rest of it's just kind of like words that who knows what they mean even to me, but I just...
They mean whatever you want them to mean, right?
Yeah, I just took whatever I could from history and threw it into the song, and so that's where the song started, was with this first...
And what's the title of the song? The Streets of Aberdeen?
Streets of Aberdeen. Okay. Please go listen to it, folks. I think you'll really like it. It's a whole it's a whole concept album now called Streets of Aberdeen that Shooter Jennings put out in 2018.
Okay.
So it's like a whole album with a narrative, a concept album. So I wrote that song, and then I was thinking about like this would make a great movie. This Billy Gould story. How come nobody's made a movie about this? Like Martin Scorsese or one of these other guys. And so I just kind of thought about it for years and years, this movie, Billy Gould. And then finally I sat down and I really wanted to do it. And I spent 8 months trying to write this screenplay, just like researching and trying to write it. And like, what is my story? What is the story here? How do I put this out here? And I tried. I had a draft or just a couple pages here and there. And then one day it just clicked. And I just wrote the whole thing in 3 days.
Wow.
The whole
just
screenplay.
Pounded it out.
And it wasn't great or anything, but it was...
It was a start, right?
A beginning, a middle, and an end to the story. And the best part is it was so easy because it's not, it's not my imagination. It just took it straight literally from the horse's mouth, the history. And that's
so like newspaper headlines and articles and things like that?
I read every single article, every single book, every single thing you can know about Billy Gould. I probably do know.
Wow.
But I would love to learn more things. So if there are any old-timers out there who are listening to this, old-timers who know the story or know something a little bit deeper that I may not know, please put it out there. Share this history. Put it out there before it disappears.
There might be some nuggets that...
I've learned a lot just from Facebook. People just writing on Facebook. Go to the Facebook Aberdeen history, post something, say something. It's like... Get it out there. I want to know it. I want to know the truth of the situation.
Right. Because you hear rumors like, he was murdering people and dumping them in the river. There was a trap door and all these things. And then, he was just misunderstood and he didn't kill anybody. And those people just died of natural causes, happened to be walking by his office or whatever. What's your take?
As an expert,
yeah,
I think it's a little bit between them two. It's like just everything in life. It's a little of both. I don't think he's innocent. No.
Yeah.
And not at all. But who knows? He was as bad as they say. But so I'd say he's probably guilty of the crimes that he was convicted of.
Yeah. Because he did go to prison, right?
He spent his last remaining years in prison.
Wow.
Funny enough, on local history, I made an album with Soylent Green in 1995 at Brian Smith's studio. Brian Smith, who has the band Hall of Flame.
Yeah.
I made it, and so this is kind of where the movie comes from too, because when we were recording this album, he says, this is where Billy Gould had his office, and this is where Billy Gould's trap door is at Brian Smith's studio.
Wow. So I've been there. I've recorded there too. Wow. I didn't even know that.
So that's what that was the kernel for this story. That's also, the trap door is right there in Aberdeen.
So you've seen it?
I've seen the trap door.
Wow.
The supposed trap door. Who knows?
The alleged trap door. You didn't try to go down it and dump yourself into the river or anything?
Not yet.
Not yet. So will you put that in the movie?
There is some allusions to the trap door in the movie. I threw it in there as best I could. It's.
Okay, so it took you 3 days to write the screenplay. What's the difference between a screenplay and a script and
Well, it's a screenplay is a script. It's just another word for it, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
I don't know the movie stuff, lingo, and
I'm just learning it myself.
Yeah.
But I have been talking with some legit producers, though.
Yeah.
This little project has some people who are legit interested.
Oh,
but
wow. So when you're like big and rich and famous and stuff, you're going to remember us small people that gave you a spot on the radio. And
who said I'm not famous?
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Soylent Green, Hellbound Glory.
That's right.
Right. My mistake.
No worries.
I stand corrected.
So I still remember. I remember a lot. I've come up. If you remember me, say hi, please.
Right.
Send me pictures.
Do you know where he's buried, Billy?
Oh, that is a fantastic idea. No, I think he's like probably a unmarked grave over in Walla Walla, or I think he died in a mental institution. I can't remember the name of the town.
It'd be cool to try to find it.
It would be cool. Well, I mean, I have the screenplay written. I have that story, but
right.
I would like to make a documentary as well.
Documentary, The Search for Billy's Grave.
Let's find an angle. Let's find it. Whatever it is, let's find it. But my big goal is just to capture Aberdeen.
Right.
I want people Aberdeen before it changes or before things disappear. Or,
right.
I want to capture it, and that's the goal of the movie. The movie's it's not even. I was like, I'm not a big serial killer guy or nothing.
Right.
It's not my interest. I like musicians and music. So. Right. But this is just like the avenue to tell a story, and
and nobody's done it.
Right. And I want to bring the community together for this movie, and that's why I'm going to cast as many people from Aberdeen as I can, or from Grace Harbor, and we're going to have the casting at Boomtown Records on April 11th.
So you're looking for people to be in this?
Yes,
local people to act, or
yes.
what do you call it when you're the background person? Extras?
No, I need actors and extras.
All right.
Let me say this real quick. I've been around the world.
Right.
Well, around this half of the world.
Right.
And I've seen musicians and worked with music all over the place, and I've been around talented people. I've never run into the sort of talent that I've ran into Grace Harbor. I swear. Nashville, wherever.
Right.
Like the people playing in their garages in Aberdeen are... Just think of all the music that has come out of here, out of this area. Or, and it extends beyond Aberdeen, up to Seattle, too.
Right.
I've never seen levels of talent like this all over. Nashville, L.A., New York. This is the people playing open mics are... But a lot of them are missing a key element is the problem.
Right.
Don't ask me. I wish I could help, but sometimes it's hard to, get through to people around here.
Agreed. Okay, so have you thought have you ever cast before or?
Never.
Yeah.
But I have one person who's willing to play the other starring role.
Mm-hmm. What are the starring roles? Okay, you need Billy.
I need Billy Gould. I'm Billy Gould.
Okay,
I'm starring.
You're playing Billy.
I'm playing Billy Gould.
Okay. What other roles do you need?
Unless we could, unless we get some real money and there's somebody better than me.
Right.
Till now, I'm Billy Gould.
Like Tom Cruise or somebody, right?
I was thinking more. Who's that? Colin Farrell.
Oh yeah.
Someone like that, but. I need John Klingenberg, who was Billy Gould's historical, who was his accomplice. I need John Hatberg, who was the second person that they murdered together. I need John Hoffman, who was the first person they murdered together. I need W.B. Mack. If anyone knows anything about W.B. Mack, the guy who ran the Slade Mill, I would love some history on that. I need a Captain Smith, who was the captain of the ship that they took John Klingenberg off of. I need a Detective Miller, who is the dog catcher in Aberdeen that they hired to go undercover in Billy's gang. I need Sheriff Payette. I need Police Chief George Dean. I need a Bessie Gould, Billy's wife. He loved his wife so much. And, another gal who was living at Bessie's boarding house. And I think that's about... Oh, I need a Patrick Mayhew, the Irish bartender who they bought the bar the city of Aberdeen bought the bar in where Breakwater Seafood is. All the people
that
came
was a
together.
bar there?
That was a bar.
Okay.
The whole city got together, and all the business people got together, and they came up with $10,000 in 1910 to put together a case against Billy Gould. $10,000 back then is a lot, and so they had all sorts of private detectives, and they just put a lot of money. They spent so much money, they bought a bar and put a undercover bartender to run the bar, and that was the guy who took the whole gang down, was the bartender.
So it wasn't just Billy. Billy had friends. He had a gang.
Apparently, he was a really very charismatic, good-timing dude, and everybody and a lot of people really liked him. Don't ask me.
All right. Wow. And Breakwater used to be a bar, and that's where they busted him there?
That's where they busted him. So they're all along the Wishkah waterfront there is where his haunt was. That was a part of town where people went to get wild, and that's where this all happened. The story. So I'm not sure the exact spots where all that happened, because I was told that Billy Gould's office was Brian Smith's studio, but then they also say it was Breakwater Seafood. He probably had more than one place to do this.
Right.
In the downtown Aberdeen, how do you murder that many people without?
Right. And how many people do they say he murdered?
The lower estimate is 50. The higher estimate is 200.
Wow.
So
what do you think from what you've researched?
Well, I don't want to take away from the story, because he is the most prolific American serial killer in our history that people know of, or whatever. He's he killed the most. Billy Gould. Aberdeen is the home of the serial killer who killed the most people. And the best part is he killed men, grown men. Anyway.
We're talking with our friend Leroy about the movie that he is writing and producing and starring, and about Billy Gould. More coming up after our bottom of the hour break. It's Local Matters.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. President Trump says there could be a deal with Iran soon. He didn't get into a specific timetable when speaking to reporters on board Air Force One yesterday. Trump was then asked if he's still considering putting boots on the ground. He says he has lots of alternatives. Arguments on President Trump's plan to end birthright citizenship will be heard by the Supreme Court this week. Trump signed an executive order on his first day back in office to end birthright citizenship for children born to parents in the U.S. illegally or temporarily. Opponents to Trump's plan have argued that goes against the Constitution's 14th Amendment. Pope Leo took issue with warmongers during his Palm Sunday homily. The first U.S.-born pope said God does not listen to the prayers of those who wage war, but rejects them.
Questo è il nostro Dio.
It was his first Palm Sunday Mass in St. Peter's Square. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
March National Nutrition Month, a perfect time to focus on making healthier choices for you and your family. At Willapa Harbor Hospital, they believe good nutrition is the foundation of good health. Whether you're managing a condition like diabetes, looking to boost your energy, or simply trying to eat better, small changes can make a big difference. Their team is here to support you with resources, education, and care tailored to your needs. Take a step toward a healthier you this month. Visit WillapaHarborHospital.com or talk to your provider today. Willapa Harbor Hospital, caring for you for life.
It's Local Matters on 94.7 Timber Country. Here's Johnny Manson.
So you have an opportunity to be in a movie. Is that what you're telling? That's our message, right?
Absolutely. My goal is to have mostly people from here in Aberdeen playing all the parts.
Unless, of course, John Travolta says, hey, I want to be in the movie, huh?
He can make his third comeback.
Right. So April 11th, Boomtown Records, downtown Aberdeen, is like a casting call.
That's right. We need, mostly dudes, to be honest with you.
Mostly dudes.
Big, burly dudes.
Big. They have to be big.
No, they don't have to be
hairy,
burly. They don't have to be burly, but that the people here were pretty burly back then.
Right.
But
like
it doesn't matter. Good
and
actors. A good actor. There's all sorts of different parts for people.
Right. Ages, is there?
It's like 20s, 30s.
20s and 30s.
Yeah.
All
20s,
right.
30s, 40s, 50s, 60s.
You throwing some 70s in there too? No?
I don't know how old W.B. Mac was.
Yeah.
But I would love to learn more about W.B. Mac.
Right. If anybody knows anything about W.B. Mac, right?
Any callers out there listening?
I got a text. The story of Billy Gohl reminds me of the TV series Deadwood. We have no idea how rough and tumble life was. This story needs to be told so we know where we come from.
That is beautiful. You know what? That's so funny you say that, because I've been I watched one episode of Deadwood just to kind of like see maybe what I want the movie to kind of to feel like and look like, but I want to do it a little bit stranger than that. I want it to be a little bit more grungy, so to speak. I don't want it to be
you want
too
it your
slick.
own. You don't want to like it. You want it.
But the clothes definitely.
Right.
I have a vision of. I don't want it to be slick. I don't want it to be Hollywood. I want it to be human and local and real.
Right.
You follow? It's like I'm trying to do as much of it as I can on my own, although I would love help with any of the technical stuff, or if anybody wants to like run sound or do work a camera, or be a script supervisor, as they say, or if anyone in the community has any sort of props or anything cool that they would like to lend.
What kind of props would you need?
Well, I need a couple of anchors that he tied these two dudes that he threw the guys in with.
Like how big?
30, 50 pounds.
Okay.
I need old-timey clothes.
Tiny clothes?
Timey.
Oh, timing. Old timing. Okay.
Like "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" sort of.
Right.
A dead. Stuff like that. I need like coal oil lamps that maybe I could put a fake light into.
Right.
I need like a cigar store Native American, like those old timers.
Right. Yeah.
One of those, because he ran a cigar stand. I need some older boat. An older canoe would really be cool. I've got a couple of those tracked down, and I've got a boat, but an old-timey canoe would be great. I need someone who can translate the Salish language.
Mm-hmm.
Or
I might be able to help you there.
That would be very cool, because that's a part of the story as well.
Mm-hmm.
I had a list. If I have a Facebook going that I'm launching. It's just the Facebook for Billy Gohl, and you could follow me on the Facebook. I don't know what it is now, but this is my launch right now. This is with you. Nobody knows about this except for my friends, but this is my first public acknowledgement of I'm making a movie.
Thanks for using this platform, man.
I couldn't think of a better place. This was the place. But I'll put up a list of the things that I need, and if anybody wants to lend a hand, or even wants to read the script, if there's a script,
you're not even asking for money. You're just like maybe a little time of your time, or if you know something, or know someone that might know something. Exactly. Or if you have an old oil lamp, we could borrow it maybe.
I'm trying to do this as cheap as possible.
Right.
I have made a GoFundMe that I'm going to direct towards the people who really love my music. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've got a lot of fans out there across the country who I imagine want to see this movie made as well.
Right.
So I've got that GoFundMe going, but mostly around here what I'm looking for is just help with the crew, with the actors, or any sort of historical knowledge they could lend, or like props and stuff, or cool locations, or...
we got a phone call. It's Local Matters. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Johnny, and good morning to your guest. I really enjoy listening to your proposal here. That would be neat to have a movie made here. And I'm ready to let my hair grow on my face. Maybe I can get ugly enough to be a second, back in the crowd or something. But I just curious. I read a book a while back. I can't remember how long ago it was, but I remember some of the details. It was that Port of Missing Men about Billy Gohl, and the interesting thing was, he was kind of a respected dude in town until all the stuff happened. He was a union man, and he had a business and everything. And apparently he, butted heads with the chief of police, and that, I don't know what began his downfall for sure, where he went wrong, but he was only convicted of killing one person.
That is true.
And then somebody else later on admitted to doing that. So
wait, what?
basically, another guy named John Klingenberg admitted to killing the person that he was convicted of.
Okay, that is in the movie right now. That is the story of the movie, is the relationship between Billy Gould and John Klingenberg, that I don't want to give away too much about, but that is what the core of the movie is about, is these two dudes.
Wow, it sounds like you got yourself a new Billy the Kid or somebody like that. James.
Well, to be honest, I can't believe that nobody has made this yet before. And mark my word, Hollywood, whatever.
Really? I mean, it's got all the props. You got old ships and boats and almost pirates around here in Aberdeen running around. And there was a lot of people getting shanghaied. I mean, that was, you'd wake up in the bottom of a boat on the way to Asia or someplace. That happened. And,
this was the roughest, toughest place around, right?
Yeah, and of course they amped it up on purpose because it attracted tourists. If your town was a little more risque than, say, Seattle or anywhere else, well, where would you go for fun? To where the action was, baby. And you got a lot of really cool things you could put in that movie. Really good luck. And
well, thank you, partner. Listen, you should look up my band, I got a band called Hellbound Glory. Look up my song Streets of Aberdeen, and contact me online. I would love to hear more of your perspective on all of this, man.
Hellbound for Glory?
Just Hellbound Glory. You can remember it as Shellbound Glory too. Shellbound Glory.
Okay.
Without the
I'll look you up. Good luck with the project, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for the call. The number's 360-533-5259. Email or text message johnny@jadesha.com. We're talking about Leroy's movie about Billy Gould that he's writing. Country music, huh?
It's done.
Sorry, it's done. He's already written it. Country music nerd here. What was Sturgill like, and working with Shooter, one of the first sons of country music? Did you get to meet any of the greats, or did Shooter share any cool stories that you could share with us?
Oh, those guys are, they're the second and third coolest behind yours truly. But I'm just joshing. No, those guys are totally cool and so talented. And honestly, Shooter he's like a brother to me. I can't wait to see him again. We're working on an album currently. I go down to Hollywood and stay at his house, and we make albums together, and I just miss him so much. And it's just, we've toured, we've been out on the roads. I played, I was in the middle of a tour with Shooter Jennings when COVID shut the music business down. We were in the middle of a announcement for our album at the time. It was like the whole tour was set up to announce this album that we were doing that we did together, and then obviously that got shut down. And that was just so. I want you to think about like what it was like in 2020 when I was in it was in the Bay Area. Out there on the road, and then I get the call. It says the tour's over, and this is the day that we announced our album.
Oh. Oh, man.
I thought this album was gonna, blow up.
This was it. This was gonna be it, right?
It's such a great album too, and that people, it's supposed to be my comeback album, but there's more comebacks. I love those guys, and that's why I listen to this station. I love old school country, so I'm so happy that I have. This is my the timber country is my favorite part about being back home.
Really? No way. You're just saying that.
No, it's without a doubt. I love having this station around to listen to.
You were recently in a movie yourself?
I was in a local film, a short film. I'm not sure if you guys have heard about the grunge museum that they have here in town. They made a short film just to kind of bring some people into town. And they say that people from the whole world will be watching this because people from all over the world come to Aberdeen to see where Kurt Cobain lived. And I was in that, and that was my first acting performance other than music videos, and it was really cool. I think I'm going to do more of it, make more movies and do more stuff.
Have you dialed in, since you're going to play Billy, have you dialed in who you think he is? And can you recreate that?
I'm just, honestly, I've got the wardrobe picked out. I've got the clothes picked out, and I will put them on, and I'll go wander around, and I'll maybe talk to myself as Billy Ghoul every now and then. I'm not going to go into the method acting part of it, but I'm going to do my best. I don't know who Billy Ghoul was, personally, but a big part of the movie, to be honest with you, is the music, the soundtrack to the music. I was going to
ask you about that. What's the soundtrack going to be like?
Hellbound Glory is doing the whole entire soundtrack. I'm doing the soundtrack. I've got the songs picked out. A lot of them are from the time, like just old songs from that time that I've learned, and some original tunes that I'm put together as well that kind of tell the story.
That's cool.
So that's a big part, is I want to do the soundtrack.
Right.
I had this song, and I said, man, this song should be so much bigger than it ever ended up.
Right.
Like, how do I keep this song alive? How do I keep it going? How do I make this into a real folk song?
Right. Well, make a movie.
That's my mission, is really for the sake of this song, Streets of Aberdeen. That's where it all comes from, is from the song.
Well, it's a quarter till. We have one more segment here. Hey, if you have any questions for Leroy here, you can call us, you can email, you can text message about the movie he's written about Billy Ghoul on Local Matters.
Thank goodness for hot water. Some people recommend cold showers, but we like ours hot. Nothing like hot water to cook things in, but sometimes hot water means trouble. Gentlemen, you might know what I mean. I'm John Stullick from Stullick Jewelry. You get yourselves into a bit of hot water with the one you love, and it's uncomfortable. At Stullick Jewelry, we know how to get you out of hot water and in a hurry. Just stop in, and we'll help you find the gift that makes that hot water nice and cool again. When she sees that little box from Stullick Jewelry in your hot hands, you'll feel the cooling effect. When she opens it and sees what's inside, she sees that smile on your face. You'll feel the temperatures cooling down. Except, of course, when she puts her arms around you and gives you a nice kiss. In hot water, gentlemen, Stullick Jewelry will get you out. Stullick Jewelry, downtown Aberdeen, and we buy your gold.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-566-3062. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-566-3062. That's 800-566-3062.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Well, I'm walking home at 7 a.m. from one last Reno last call. Been raising hell with all of my rowdy friends and snorting coke in a bathroom stall.
That's Hellbound Glory. It's called The Ballad of Scumbag Country. When'd you write that?
I wrote that one morning walking home at 7 a.m. from Reno last call. I wrote that just as the sun was rising on a rowdy night in Reno. I had a lot of them.
Oh, I bet. So, and here you are in Aberdeen again, back home. Right?
Yeah, I want to, as much as I love Reno with all my heart, Grays Harbor will always be home.
Right. And you've written a movie, and what's the name of the movie? Have you named it?
The movie's called The Ballad of Billy Ghoul.
The Ballad of Billy Ghoul. Wow. And you have a chance to be involved, and we have casting at Boomtown Records April 11th. What time?
This is going to be at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. So just show up. Looking for mostly guys, but there are some female roles, right? And of course, you need extras.
Absolutely. People, ladies and gentlemen, are welcome to come, and if they're good enough actors, we could invent a part for them, or we could go search through the history books for somebody else they could be. But we will definitely need extras and a lot of supporting cast of actual historical people.
Right.
So if you want to be part of Aberdeen history, this is your chance.
And you want to get local businesses involved too, right? How do you want to do that?
Well, that's a tough one to go into. But here's my vision: is I would like to put commercials in the movie, not YouTube commercials, but local business commercials. Mm-hmm. If they would have like a location or something that we could use. For instance, my hope is to use Billy's as for one of the scenes, and maybe a commercial for Billy's within the movie. And then maybe a commercial for any other businesses that could come up with something that they would like to put in the movie. Although it has to be it
has to fit, right?
It has to be humorous.
Oh, okay.
Oh, by the way, the movie's a comedy.
Is it really?
Yes. I forgot to mention that. It's a comedy.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So, if anybody has any funny angles on
murdering people and dumping them in the river,
there's just it doesn't have to be about Billy Gould, the commercial. Billy's would be cool to do a commercial for Billy's with Billy Gould. That would be pretty awesome, and it is the perfect scene for the barroom location. But anything that's humorous, suck me, shuck me, eat me raw. I was also hoping maybe the Tokeland Hotel could let us use that for where part of it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, local businesses, if they would love to get involved or like to sponsor it, I would be stoked, and I would do whatever I can to give.
And you're just looking for locations?
Locations, yeah. Money would be nice
money,
too. Or even
money's always good.
It's it's a whole new world of how people promote things. So it's for instance, here's the movie brought to you by this,
right.
Or social media posts as we're making the movie, mm-hmm. Or something like that. I don't know how to really go about asking local businesses for contributions, but
right.
If anybody,
but you're trying to do this as low budget as possible, right?
Yeah.
We're not all rich, so...
No, it's far from rich.
Where are you going to show this movie?
I was thinking, rather than a theater, I just want to find a cool hall or something and mm-hmm. get a big screen, or maybe Boomtown Records, or just, not a theater, just like a local venue or something like that, and just put up a big screen and have a concert attached to the release of the movie.
Would Hellbound Glory play?
Hellbound Glory will definitely play.
Let's see. Hey, Johnny, can you send me the date this guy will be seeing people? That's April 11th.
April 11th.
1 p.m. Boomtown Records in Aberdeen. Hey, we're trying to get the word out,
Oh, I was so grateful for this opportunity.
Do I have to have acting experience?
Not at all. I don't have any acting experience, and because it's kind of a humorous take on it, this isn't it doesn't have to be Anthony Hopkins or something. It's
right.
Just local people,
right.
Just characters, cool, funny characters, cool looking people, or whatever sort of people, just characters.
Right.
I'm looking for characters.
How do you work humor into the script?
If you read this, I don't want to give away too much.
Okay.
But if you study the history as much as I did, you could see the humor in it.
Okay.
I can't believe the way people lived back then.
Right. And if you're just tuning in, Leroy Virgil here, formerly of Soylent Green, currently of, is it Hellbound Glory or Shellbound Glory? I'm getting confused now.
Well, on paper it's Hellbound Glory, but it's Shellbound Glory in my heart.
Oh, in your heart. Okay. He's written a screenplay for a movie that he's doing on Billy Gould, and he's looking for actors, whether you have experience or not. besides the starring roles, which most of them 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60-year-old men. Burly's a plus, right? Because there were a lot of burly men back then, loggers and timber and longshoring and all that, right?
Exactly.
But there are some female, or at least one female role, right? That's Billy's wife,
Bessie,
and you're looking for that, and I'm sure some supporting roles, maybe.
Yeah, there's I think probably 15 parts in this movie.
Okay.
And Bessie and Billy lived in a boarding house that had all sorts of people coming through. And there's a scene where they throw a big Christmas party. This all takes place it's a Christmas Western noir
comedy.
It takes place. This all happened on Christmas. The movie's basically 3 days of Christmas.
Okay.
And it's a true story. So there are parts for anybody who wants to give it a shot.
No kid roles, though.
No, not so much.
Okay. Yeah.
All grown-ups.
Kids were at school and doing all the things that kids do. They're not part of this.
Yeah, they weren't part of the Sailors Union and the barroom scene. It's mostly it takes place out on the water and in bar rooms and boarding houses and out in the woods.
Okay.
It's just people duck hunting.
So are you going to do some of the filming out in the woods?
Oh yeah, I've got the cabin, I've got the boat, I've got one boat.
Yeah.
I've already filmed some stuff at Grays Harbor. And by the way, folks, this is all launching on Friday, April 3rd. We're launching this whole thing with a preview of the movie that I've made. That's going to be out on YouTube. I've got the preview made. And if you email me at hellboundglory@gmail.com, I'll send you the preview in advance for just local people.
Right.
Again,
so you can get kind of the vibe of your vision?
Yes. If people want to see it, I'll give local people a chance to see what it's going to be like in advance before I put it out into the social media
the
world.
Ether of socialist media.
Yes. But that's just for local people. Send me an email at hellboundglory@gmail.com.
And you're also looking for local, maybe historians or experts on Billy and that time, and there's some people that you would like to get more information about. What were the names of those people?
W.B. Mack.
Okay.
Sam Ben.
Right. Yeah.
George Payette. George Dean. And these are the sheriffs and all the people who ran Aberdeen back then. To be honest with you, this project is about the community.
Right.
I just want to make friends. I want to get to know the people around here, and I want to get to know the history. I need people to talk with.
And you've researched Billy Gould probably more than anybody on the planet.
Other than probably Aaron Goings, who wrote The Port of Missing Men.
Yeah. You're up there.
We are neck and neck. I think he's wrote a great book, but we are neck and neck as far as who the Billy Gould historian is. My minor was in history.
Oh yeah, nice.
So I do know a little bit about it. But yeah, I call myself an expert. But I do want to make other movies after I make this film. I want to make a movie about John Turno, for instance.
Oh yeah.
Perhaps a movie about Laura Law, or even just even the logging industry would be a hard movie to make just because of the special effects involved. But I want to make more movies, and I want to hear more stories, and I want the history of this place to be captured because there's something about it.
Now, would your Laura Law or John Turno movies would they be comedies also, or not sure?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Who knows? I do have a ghost story involving John Turno, where it's when I was a kid, somebody said if you called the name John Turno 3 times out into the woods, out in East County, he'd appear or something like that. So I wrote a song about it. It's actually a killer song that hasn't been released yet, but it's called The Ghost of John Turno. It's
wow.
The story of this.
That's cool.
So I'm a local history buff.
Yeah.
I would love to talk with John Hughes from the newspaper, too.
Yeah?
I know he has a lecture happening somewhere here in town on Friday that I'm going to go to.
Yeah, I'm going to go introduce yourself and tell him what you're hoping to do?
Absolutely.
Nice.
It's tough to make friends here sometimes. But, I figure the more I meet people and more hands I shake, the easier, So I met most of these people. Just getting them to remember is a...
Right.
So I'm going to go say hi to John this Friday. If you'd like to know more about the movie, come up and say hi. I'm pretty friendly.
You won't attack or anything?
No, I'm pretty docile, laid back. I'm a laid back dude, I promise.
A country dude.
I'm a country boy at heart, but I will say all my time in the city has made me a blues man.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
You write much blues?
Well, it's like it all comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
It's all there. It's music is bigger than a name that you could put on it. But as far as singing the blues, writing the blues, I think I could do it pretty well.
And then now you're writing movies. And you could use props if anybody has old props from what era, what years are we talking?
This all happened in 1910. Well, it happened between 1900 and 1910.
Okay.
So, anchors and old-timey clothes would be big.
Yeah, clothes.
Old-timey
Driftwood
hats
would have anything.
I'd need to talk with them next. Maybe we'll go knock on their door.
Yeah. Hello, is anybody here?
Hell, yeah, help me out. I have talked with Driftwood.
Yeah.
I think they have a really cool project going, too, that you guys should check out.
Text, what is needed for the casting call? We've been talking about it all morning, but your April 11th, Boomtown Records, your casting, it's auditions for this movie, and you need guys mostly, but there are some female roles
Two
in
lady
there.
parts, yeah.
And then, do you know if you're going to need extras? Do you, this soon? I need 50 extras, or I don't know yet.
My goal is to start filming in July.
Okay, filming in July, and you need these 15 actors.
Yeah,
mostly guys, one or two girls or ladies.
And I need, like the boat. I need one more boat, like an old school canoe would be really cool. I've got some connections I could start pursuing on that. But if anybody knows anything easier, like an old canoe, if anyone has a cool looking old timey, I wish I could use the Lady Washington, but
right.
It's like I think that's $10,000 was the
right.
I asked if I could just film out in front of it, and I didn't get a reply. But I'll try again. I think it's actually...
Just wait till it's parked there, and we just grab the cameras and go.
That's a good point. I mean, I can't imagine there'd be any origination fees for that, although... something like if anyone has a cool a way to get this Lady Washington type shot, that would be a big thing.
Okay, Leroy, this is not the last time we're going to speak. I hope you'll be back.
I would love to be back.
All right, it's time for our 9 a.m. break. We'll do some news, we'll do some weather, and more local matters coming up.
Timber Country 94.7, 106.5.
KSWW HD3 Ocean Shores, K234AU Aberdeen, KLMN FM Raymond.
NBC News Radio, I'm Chris Caraccio. President Trump says the U.S. will destroy Iranian energy and water infrastructure if a deal to end the war is not reached soon. In a post on Truth Social, Trump said great progress has been made in discussions with what he called a new and more reasonable Iranian regime. Gas prices are now just a penny shy of $4 a gallon to start off the week at $3.99 a gallon. AAA says today's national average is up $1 from a month ago, just as the U.S. was beginning military operations against Iran. Drivers in California continue paying the highest prices in the country at $5.87, while gas is cheapest in Kansas and Oklahoma at $3.25 a gallon on average. Huge protests against President Trump took place across the country Saturday and in cities around the world. Monica Nelson reports.
The No Kings rallies drew roughly 8 million Americans to the streets to protest the recent actions of Trump and his administration. Anti-Trump protests also drew large crowds in Europe, including London, Paris, Rome, Munich, and Berlin. The protests came as Trump's approval ratings have fallen to 36% and gas prices continue to soar a month into the war with Iran.
The Supreme Court will hear arguments this week on President Trump's plan to end birthright citizenship. Trump signed an executive order on his first day back in office to end birthright citizenship for children born to parents in the U.S. illegally or temporarily. Opponents to Trump's plan have argued that it goes against the Constitution's 14th Amendment. Meanwhile, the Trump administration has claimed the 14th Amendment was only intended to ensure former slaves and their children were recognized as U.S. citizens after the Civil War. Oral arguments are set for Wednesday. Tiger Woods is reportedly against hiring a driver due to privacy concerns. According to reports from People magazine, an insider told the outlet that Woods doesn't want anyone to watch over him or know what he's doing. The 50-year-old professional golfer was arrested in Florida Friday, and he faces charges including DUI with property damage. I'm Chris Caraccio, NBC News Radio. Final preparations are underway for the launch of Artemis II from NASA's Kennedy Space Center. Astronaut Christina Cook is among the 4 crew members who will orbit the moon on an ambitious 10-day mission.
It is our strong hope that this mission is the start of an era where every person on Earth can look at the moon and think of it as also a destination.
Cook and her crewmates, NASA astronauts Reed Wiseman and Victor Glover, and Canadian Jeremy Hansen spoke with reporters from their quarters at Cape Canaveral yesterday. They're under quarantine ahead of the mission. NASA said yesterday the conditions are 80% go for Wednesday's planned launch. Artemis is set to travel around the moon but not land, then splash down in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of San Diego upon its return. The Final Four is set in the NCAA tournament. Yesterday, number 1 Michigan crushed a 6th-seeded Tennessee in the Midwest region, while second-ranked UConn stunned overall top seed Duke in the East when freshman Braylon Mullins hit a 35-foot shot with under a second to play to complete a 19-point comeback. The Huskies are now in their 3rd Final Four in 4 years. So on Saturday, the semifinal games are set. The Wolverines will tip off against West Region number 1 Arizona, while UConn will take on South Representative number 3 Illinois. The national championship game will be 1 week from tonight. Easter is coming up, and retailers are banking on lots of shopping being done this week. Bree Tennis with more.
The National Retail Federation says the average American will drop nearly $200 on a new Easter outfit. This practice of new clothes for Easter comes with historical superstition that claims the new outfit will bring good luck and prosperity, although there's no science to back that. But 51% of us will pick up something new. Blazers and ties for men, hats and dresses for women, and nearly $4 billion to the retail industry.
Project Hail Mary is dominating the domestic box office for a second weekend in a row. The Ryan Gosling sci-fi picture brought in $54.5 million, bringing its haul so far to $164 million and making it the top-grossing domestic release of the year. I'm Chris Coraggio, NBC News Radio.
Everybody come and see what's new here at the market. Hi, Naomi here for the Grace Harbor Farmers Market in Hoquiam. We're open again after being closed for 2 weeks to clean and reset for the new year. Come in and see our newly painted walls and some new vendors, too. The bakery got a complete makeover as well, and they are busy cranking out all the wonderful baked goods. We have produce now, too, and the market is open 7 days a week. Be sure and stop for a bite to eat at Deidre's Deli. She's open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 3. For more information and updates, check us out on Facebook under Grace Harbor Farmers Market or email us at graceharborfarmersmarket@gmail.com. Call us at 360-538-9747. Friendly people and great values at the Grace Harbor Farmers Market.